duties for everybody to do accordingly.
Join us as we bring you the stories that matter. We go beyond the headlines to uncover the real facts and the core of every story.
We are doing this, we are doing that. At the end of the day, nothing will become out. What did they promise us? They will be in charge of security and life and whatever. But what are we getting?
With in-depth analysis and experts' interviews, Hard Facts delivers the truth that others dare not to reveal. Tune into Hard Facts every weekday, 3 to 6 p.m. and arm yourself with the knowledge you need to navigate today's complex world. Hard Facts, where the truth always prevails.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Well, I call it the day after the long holiday. Welcome. It's still the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. We're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Maryann Okon, Victoria Island, Lagos. The day after that holiday. It's a struggle to come back to work, isn't it? For those of you who are really on a holiday. My name is Maryann Okon. We're live from our audiovisual studio right here in Maryann Okon, Victoria Island, Lagos. This is Hard Fact. And we're live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. We're starting off, of course, with the big 3 stories for today. Make it 4 because your president is back. And then, of course, we'll move on to other matters arising. For those of you who have been victims of CBEX, or you've never heard of it until the whole scam Ponzi scheme thing became news, well, we're going to be talking with someone from Security and Exchange Commission who would be talking to us about how to identify these Ponzi schemes and what the Securities and Exchange Commission can do to help the average person in dealing with these issues of, Ponzi schemes in the guise of, helping people to be emancipated financially, So we'll talk about that. And of course, on the 5 o'clock hour, like I promised yesterday, we're going to be talking about the Plateau killings. The governor is continuously speaking about this, and today we're going to have someone who's a victim of some of these killings, who's also been a frontline activist and advocate, asking that the government call it what it is. That in other words, if it's being given the right name, then you can deal with it squarely. So my guest will be joining me via Zoom from Jos in Plateau State. He promises to be an interesting Tuesday afternoon. Welcome to Hard Facts once again, but let's take a quick break. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, the show will begin in earnest. So are you ready? Let's do this.
Get ready for the most important news of the day. It's time for the big 3 stories on Hard Facts. Tune in to our primetime show for the latest updates and in-depth analysis on the top stories making headlines. From breaking news to in-depth investigations, we bring you the facts you need to know. Join us as we delve into the biggest stories shaping our world today. Tune in to the Big 3 every weekday, 3 to 4 p.m. and stay informed with the news that matters the most. Hard Facts, where the truth always comes first.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Fact. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories, we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, let's look at these big stories for today. First and foremost, did you see that your president is back? I have questions, by the way. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar did respond to a tweet suggesting that the president is back from his 18-day working holiday, whatever that is. And he said, okay, I wonder what he meant by that. But here's a clip of the president's return. And the reason why I'm playing this clip, I will explain to you in a bit. This is a clip that I obtained on the social handle of one of the spokespersons of Mr. President. He being welcomed at the airport. Take a look. And tell me what's wrong with this video, because, you know, people will ask questions that I don't want to preempt anything. Just take a look at the video, okay? Just take a look at the video, all right? It's a pretty short video of the president coming back. Now, the question I have is, why do all these ministers, people who have jobs to do, follow him to the airport when he wants to leave? Wait for him at the airport when he comes back. I have a clip also of US presidents, of prime ministers who travel and return. There is no entourage. There's no ministers or whoever. It's just the guys from the Air Force. That's it. So what's this pomp and ceremony and waste of fuel and manpower and time? Might not be a waste to them, but I'm just wondering why. But anyway, let's look on the good side. He's back. For those of you who've been asking where the president is, why can't he come back? He's back. And then what? This is my first story here. Tinubu to meet service chiefs over rising killings. Now, this story is from the Punch newspaper. Apparently, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is planning to meet with security chiefs to discuss the rising killings in Plateau, Benue and other parts of the country on his return to Abuja from his 2-week working visit to Paris, the French capital. Now, Tinubu returned to Abuja yesterday night after spending 18 days on a working visit and a retreat to Paris and London. The Air Force One aircraft conveying the president landed at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport at about 9:50 p.m. Yesterday, and this is as reported by the State House media. Now, we also know that since the president traveled on April 2, more than 120 locals have been killed by armed assailants, I beg your pardon. Several homes have been burned and 3,000 persons displaced despite the deployment of security forces. And that's why I asked the question yesterday, that our security chiefs are a problem. And I will ask my guest that question later today on the 5 o'clock hour. In Benue, at least 56 people were killed in Logo and Bager after twin assaults blamed on armed herders. Multiple sources said the president was concerned by the security situation and would immediately meet with service chiefs and National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu over the development. What do you hope to come out of this meeting? Still talking about the insecurity. Looks like that's all we're going to be talking about today, by the way. And this one's from the Premium Times newspaper. Bishop Kukah writes an open letter to Mr. President. In fact, he writes the president and decries insecurity and violence across the country. I'll try my best to read it quickly. The Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Sokoto, Matthew Kukah, has called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to end the cycle of violence threatening the peace and stability in Nigeria. Mr. Kukah expressed his frustrations in an Easter statement addressed to the president and was made available to Premium Times newspaper. Symbolizing the present situation of Nigerians with the Holy Cross, Mr. Kukah said, "Many innocent people are being crucified." He said, and I quote, "A happy Easter to you and millions of my countrymen and women," he felicitated. "For us Christians, this is the most important event in the history of our faith. It is the season of the cross and the season of Christ's triumph over death. This triumph was marked by the blind passion of those who crucified innocents." Kukah said when he used the metaphor, the cross, to draw attention to the sufferings and afflictions that have befallen our country in the last years. He said these sufferings, he lamented, have been marked by a culture of brutality and savagery never witnessed in the history of our dear country. He says Nigeria has been fighting various terror groups, beginning with Boko Haram in the northeast. The Boko Haram war, which primarily threatened the stability of Borno, Yobe and Adamawa, has escalated into other states in the northeast region, as well as the north central and the northwest, where bandits are wreaking havoc on communities. Now, we know all of these things. Kukah decried the increase in kidnapping also in the country. In fact, he says the pattern of targeted violence has constantly threatened food security. He said this is a fundamental human right of all citizens. Therefore, he urged Mr. President to bring Nigerians down from this painful cross of hunger. In other words, there's no food, there's no security, there's absolutely nothing. Nigerians are suffering. And he's saying, Mr. President, you need to do something. Again, he says, across the entire country every day, innocent citizens are kidnapped and being held under the most inhumane conditions. A dark pall of death hangs languidly from north to south. It is impossible to find a home, a family, a community that has not been caught up in the cusps of savagery. Now, Mr. President, Nigeria is reaching a break point. The nation is gradually becoming a huge national morgue. Mr. President, with a greater sense of urgency, hasten to bring us down from this cross of evil. Do you think the president heard? Still talking about insecurity, let's go to the Sun newspaper. This time, bandits impose 60 million naira levy on 12 communities for aiding military in Zamfara. So security analyst Bakatsine disclosed this in an ex-post on Monday, saying the affected communities include Koloma, Danhain, Zaragado Dan Godabe, Sawa Tonga, Makini, Bubaka, Yelwa, Bahwada, Koda, Manya and Kabusu. Now, the communities were targeted for allegedly aiding military raids. The analyst said the residents were panicky, fearing their communities could be attacked by bandits for non-compliance. The bandits imposed a 60 million naira levy on 12 Zamfara communities. And they're saying that if they don't pay, they might attack. How do we think that the government, or what does the government need to do to reclaim these ungoverned spaces? Because that's what's happening. We hear governors say it. We hear some of these governors who have been attacked over and over again say that there are ungoverned spaces. We've heard even security operatives say it. How do we claim back these spaces? Because these spaces are part of our country and should all be safe and secure. How do we claim those ungoverned spaces? And finally, this is one you'd like. Apparently yesterday, according to the Punch newspaper, because of high bills, the presidency has budgeted, listen, 10 billion naira for solar power. They're going off the national grid. State House has allocated about 10 billion naira in the 2025 approved budget for the installation of solar mini grid at the presidential villa. This is a Punch report. This follows an increase in the overall budgetary allocation to the State House headquarters, which rose from 47.11 billion naira in the initially proposed 2025 budget to 57.11 billion naira in the approved version. The additional 10 billion was traced to a jump in the capital expenditure, which moved from 33.55 billion naira to 43.55 billion. A breakdown of the new capital reveals that the increase was solely due to a planned solar project titled Solarization of the Villa with solar mini grid with a full allocation of 10 billion. Tell me what you think about this. The phone lines are open 0201 277 0993, and you will have been banded. But the presidency is saying we're unbanding ourselves. 0201 277 0993. Unfortunately, the ladies' line is still down. So everyone's going to try to call 0201 277 0993. You can join the conversation. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. You can post your comments also on X with the hashtag HardFacts. That's HARDFACTS. Or you can send me a WhatsApp message on 08095975 805. 60 seconds is all you have. Just go straight to the point. Thank you very much. Hello.
Maryann.
Yes. Turn off your radio.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you? This is Ambrose.
Go ahead.
Maryann, what exactly have we been able to produce in this country? This country is where we are going to import solar from. Did they produce those things from heaven? Is it not the engineers that are doing it? Mr. President, where he went to, the medical facilities, all the things there. And I honestly, I said this before this man came in. I said there can never be any president that will be as bad as Muhammadu Buhari. I'm telling you the truth. Okay, if I'm being sincere, if this man ambition is to become president. He has become president now. Let him allow people who want to be serious come in. Because this thing is getting worse. Solar again, at Aso Rock. We're in trouble now. Because at the end of the day now, nobody will enjoy light in this country again.
Okay.
Maybe I say that like this to go the day.
I don't know. Thank you very much for calling, Ambrose. I'm tempted to say to say Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Hello,
good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Yusuf calling from Surulere.
Go ahead.
Please, Maryann, if I hear you clearly, did I hear you said bandits are demanding for 60 million naira, or if not, they will attack?
Yep, because they said that these communities collaborated with the army to fish them out. So obviously, it's more like a retaliatory. I beg your pardon.
Bandits are now demanding money, or else they will attack. Hey!
But it's not new, is it? We lost that call. Thank you very much for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I have the man on the line speaking to you from Epe.
Go ahead.
First off, I once engaged a journalist, that our politicians, especially at the federal level, behave like children. Because how would you explain it? If the president is traveling to Gabon tomorrow, so the same people who line up today to receive him, we line up tomorrow to see him off, should I say. Then when he's coming back, they will line up to receive him again. I don't know why we are at this ceremony. And then if you put together the money, that is spent in all this seeing off and welcoming, you will be surprised how much it will be. Then going back to the issue of banditry, kidnapping and insecurity. It means that when there is nothing, to fill in this space, it means the bandits will fill in this space. Because imagine they demanding for 60 million. Is that a punishment, for them trying to align with the military, to come and chase them out of that community? So I don't really, and then the military won't take this serious. And if those people do not meet up with that payment, only God knows what will happen in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Then it will be Maryann reading another news to me, that some people have been killed in such a
All right. Thank you very much for calling. I have to go. Thank you very much for calling, Emmanuel. We're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we're opening up the phone lines and taking your thoughts.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Creating and scaling a business is no easy task, but with help from a global network of partners who understand your local challenges, your growth could be exponential. At Stanford Seed, we offer just that. When you sign up for our 10-month Seed Transformation Program, you become part of our hybrid, in-person and online training programs delivered by Stanford University Graduate School of Business professors and local experts. The Seed Transformation Program gives you a transformation plan to help you create tangible results. You don't need to struggle alone with your business anymore. Begin your transformation journey now. Visit www.gsb.stanford.edu/seed or send an email to kdadson@stanford.edu or call +234 911 046 2349. Application closes 1st of May 2025.
Welcome back to your #1 talk, news and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
Bridging the gap between people and those in authority. With Hard Facts, you are sure to get only the facts.
Tune in to Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, we're back. We're still looking at the big three stories for today. Welcome to Hard Facts, we're the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. We are broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Itimian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. My name is Maryann Okon. This is Hard Facts. Of course, we're live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're live on YouTube. Join the conversations. In case you do not know, these are the stories that we're looking at this afternoon. Tinubu to meet service chiefs over rising killings. Bishop Kukah writes to Tinubu and decries insecurity and violence across the country. Bandits demand 60 million naira levy on 12 communities for aiding military in Zamfara. High bills have cost the presidency to budget 10 billion naira for solar power. Where does that leave us? Join the conversation. I'd like to hear from you. 60 seconds is all you have. You can call 0201-277-0993. That's 0201-277-0993. You can join the conversation on WhatsApp. It's 08095975805. Or better still, you can use the X handle at Nigeria Info. Use the hashtag HardFacts. Would like to hear from you. But before we go back to the phone lines, I've got some people here on Facebook Live. I'd like to read their comments and then we'll go back to the phone lines, okay? Honor Principal here says Tinubu's meeting with the service chiefs will make a difference. It's just for optics of it and their usual way of propaganda. Shei Afric's Teachers here says his arrival will not change anything because the president did not have anything. I'm sure you mean does not have anything to offer Nigeria. Okay. Prince here says, welcome back on board, Maryann. My take this afternoon, solarization at the villa. I shake my head. I'm coming back to the phone lines. Let's do this. 60 seconds is all you have. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hi, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, that which is my name. Well, on insecurity, if the service chiefs, the security chiefs, doesn't have solution, you know, for over 16 years, since 2019, Nigerians have been on this. It's so painful. And they promise us they have the affairs of this country, it will be the insecurity. It will be a thing of a past. But we are still on it. If the service chief doesn't have solution, we can rely on, we apply other means. Yes, we have other means. We apply other means. We have the magicians, the fortune tellers. Government consult them. They will bring solution. Or better still, let them, pay me a non-refundable fee of 800 billion. I think I'm not demanding much.
Okay.
I see everything common sense.
Thank you very much for calling.
I can have my common sense and bring some solution.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. 60 seconds is all you have. Please go straight to the point. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Yes, Samson from Aja.
Go ahead.
Yes. Sorry. This issue, this thing that Tinubu is doing for us, I want to know who is his advisor. What advice did they give it to him that he would pay some billions of naira for the solar?
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't work for him. I'm not even there when they're having this conversation. So you're asking the wrong guy.
Truly, they are not doing the good job. Let them do what is good for us. That is the message.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope they hear you. Okay, just to remind us what's happening in the Middle Belt, especially. Let's talk about Plateau because I'm going to bring someone later on the show, but. The governor of Plateau State recently spoke again. You know, we're always following up on Plateau and the things that are happening there. Here's something that Governor Moftwang had to say about the insecurity in the state when people decided that they were going to do a mass protest to Government House. This is how he responded to the protesters. Take a listen.
our hearts became united to deny this fallacy. I look forward to the day any of us could be picked upon, whether Muslim or Christian, irrespective of ethnic loyalty and identity, that we will say the same thing for the world to hear. That what is happening on the plateau is nothing short of genocide perpetrated by terrorists, and that we need to say, because if we don't speak with one voice, there are many advisors who will advise even Mr. President to believe that we are the aggressors, that we don't like to accommodate visitors. I think we need to rub hearts together. I want to appeal to all of us. This is the time to show that you are a lover of Plateau. This is the time that we must hold one another's hands and don't throw one another under the bus.
And that's Governor Muftwang there speaking about. By the way, for those of you who do not know, that protest yesterday or march was a solidarity march of sort that constituted of all kinds of people, whether they were Muslim, they were Christian, they were all together going towards Government House to say, we're right behind you, Mr. Governor, whatever it takes to protect our people, we're here for it. But how do you control that? Because there has to be a control process into dealing with it. He's taken, some steps, which is great. But how will it be controlled so that it does not become jungle justice or taking laws into their hands? Yeah, people are resorting to self-help, especially in the case of Plateau. But can it be controlled is the other question. All right, back to the phone lines. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Akin, calling from Matway, North Ogun State.
Go ahead.
Well, if the villa is just thinking of going off the grid, national grid, I think maybe somebody there is have just started using their. To me, they are supposed to be generating their power. They identify that through gas or solar. But the only fault here is that corruption, in the case of Nigeria, may inflict the price of the project. That's my take on that. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. So you're saying, hey, this is an idea that they had been sitting on, so it's a great thing. They're thinking about it. But what about us? Just curious. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hi, Maryann. Nawa. Happy Easter. You know why I said Nawa now?
Mm-hmm.
It's not been easy for the women of it as well. We know you guys are working on it. No Allah.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go on YouTube when you played that short-term clip. And in response to your first question, I see a bunch of loyalists who are feeding large on our collective commonwealth, leave their duty post, which they are not really manning after all because they are idle, come to pay eye and lip service to the president and also pay allegiance to him. That's, Oga, welcome, we have been expecting you. But just a pity, why the fanfare all the time? That's my question. Why the wastefulness all the time of taxpayers' resources? Why? I keep asking. Now, after the meeting now with the service chiefs, what will change, Maryann? Nothing. Now, today, President, they do meeting with service chiefs. They've taken pictures. We've seen it splash all over the media space. So what next? Will our brothers and sisters and children stop dying?
All right.
Now, the first thing my globetrotting president can do is to import solar, Maryann.
Thank you, Mrs. Obole. Your time is up.
Maryann!
Thank you very much for calling. 60 seconds is all you have. Please go straight to the point. Hello. Hello. All right, do call me back if you can. 0201-277-0993. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Yes, my name is Ikunatan. I'm calling from Lekki.
Go ahead.
Yes, thank you for these topics you brought on board. You see, in the first place, I want to talk about the president's arrival and the number of people that went to receive him. You know, this is a deceptive kind of society that we live. Now, your people are dying and you are coming back to your country. And the best thing that you could do is to have people waiting for you to receive you in a grand style. You know, a country where you have your own people dying, just like a father who heard the news of his child died and is coming back expecting a ceremonial arrival. It's quite unfortunate. And as for the solarization of Aso Rock or whatever, that one is a big scam. You're going to see it will not work. Okay, now your people demanded
why so negative, sir?
No, listen. We know our government. Okay, now you want to you say you want to build solar for Aso Rock. What happened with the power? The power company that you are supposed to regulate so that you work for everybody. You can't do it. And you want to do that separately for Aso Rock. That means you are leaving the people.
All right, thank you very much. Because of time, that's why I'm letting you go. It's not that you're not making sense, okay? I'm just running with time. I want to make sure everyone's heard. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Sorry about that. Do call me back if you can. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, welcome to Hard Facts.
My name is Prince YS, calling you from Amuodofi.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Maryann. You see, as it is now, I think what is going on the plateau now, the governors sat down with stakeholders to know their differences so that the table talk, it will help a lot than to say defend yourself. How can somebody defend himself with their gun, first of the man that is coming with AK-47? And finally, Mr. President is having a meeting with the chief the army chiefs, all of them. They should, after the meeting with the army chief of staff, they should have a meeting with junior officer at the work front to ask them a question: are you ready to assist this country or not? And their salary, their allowances, complaints, insurance cover should be for their family.
Okay.
Good afternoon, my dear Maryann.
Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. I'm going to go on WhatsApp now. I read some of your messages, and then when I come back, I will be taking more of your calls, okay? In case you're just joining us, the program is Hard Facts. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info. Ayo here says, so T-Pain wants to escape the disco's banding by going solar. What is the fate of the rest of us who've been forced on Band A to generate revenue? They need to welcome the president because they will collect inflated transport allowances. They will still travel to welcome him abroad. Service chiefs are in Nigeria when people are being slaughtered. We're a docile country, he says. Peter here says, if the president comes back, waiting concern me after all. Yep. On the issue of acquiring a 10 billion naira solar energy system for Aso Rock due to high electricity bill, this tells you that the government is clueless in improving the power sector. All the money sent so far on electricity revitalization since 1999, the government should give Nigerians account on it. Okay, Peter. This one says, good afternoon. The rate of insecurity in Nigeria is getting out of hand. I suggest the federal government redeploys the military to the states or region of origin for better understanding and fight against the insurgency. Else, some people we think our military would keep killing citizens in the name of bandits and herdsmen. Victor. George here from Ejigbo says, even if he summons all the service chiefs, it's still going to be the same thing. He cannot deny knowing those who are behind the killers because he receives security briefing daily. How many service chiefs has he fired? Politics is involved, George says. Okay. Samuel Orji here says, if federal government budgeted 10 billion for solar in Aso Rock, what is the fate of the ordinary Nigerian that can't afford solar for themselves? For those who usually use or follow president to the airport anytime he's on his embarrassing trips. He says they are nothing but sycophants. How is the trip embarrassing, sir? On bans, taxing residents for giving intelligence to the army. This is a clear sign of government failure. Okay, thank you. Olawale here says the presidency also feels the pains of Nigerians on estimated bills, but chose to sort themselves to solar grid from our commonwealth. We have been bound to the Philistines. Leadership is action, not opposition. All is well with Nigeria. Is it? Is it? This one says, Happy Easter. I was really impressed with your colleague yesterday after he criticized the president for taking that long abroad amidst all the recent developments in the country. This is what the media needs to be doing. Our media isn't doing enough. So the media needs to fight your battles for you too. Lovely. When our legislative become yes men, the only hope that can ask questions of accountability to the government is the media and civil society. There are so many questions that our media should ask and can be asking right now. And if they don't answer, because you see, we're asking, did you listen to the conversation yesterday with Boala? That was me. It wasn't my colleague. Anyway, this one says, it's obvious President Tinubu has no clear solution to the terrible security situation in the country, given what we have witnessed recently, which appears worse than Buhari's era. No doubt we must all be armed as much as possible to defend ourselves until they admit the truth about the facts that it's purely genocidal and ethnic cleansing backed by power mongers in the country. It will be getting worse by the minute and by the day. Steve Inijaniki. All right, Yomi from Maryann here says, the endorsed Gamos, federal government has no plan to improve the power sector. They put us in the hands of different bandits, A, B, C, and D. Imagine the owner of hydro energy seeking help from solar in China. They're all failures. Don't expect any good thing from these devourers. Wow, you guys come up with all kinds of names, don't you? And Casey from Ojo here says 10 billion for solar system. It means that they have no plans to fix the power problem in the country and they only care about themselves. Nigerians get sense, he says. I'm coming back to the phone line. 60 seconds. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Actually, I met you yesterday.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Quick one. Matawale is the former governor of Zamfara, right? Hello?
And I'm waiting for your point to be made. I'm waiting for your point to be made.
Okay, good. And the secretary to the federal government is from Benue State. And look at those two states. What is happening to their people? And they are still in this government. Is it because of Alpha Dumpa? And I said it, the process that brought this set of people in, I'm not okay with that process. So I don't think they will get it right. I'm not swearing for them. We're only denying ourselves, tell ourselves the truth. We all are in for it. The man who always give bravo to triple minister, today now they are going to buy solar for 10 billion. We all are in for it. Thank you, Action Lady.
Thank you very much for calling. We're still taking your thoughts. 0201277093. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
The line went off when I was talking. This is Yusuf from Tulere.
Yes, Yusuf.
Yeah, the people that promised us electricity are now planning to buy to install solar of 10 billion naira. What are we now going to do? Please, Mrs. Maryann, can you help us ask them? Because they are the one that
who married me that you are missing me? Mrs. Maryann. Who did you give my hand in married to? Besides, let me just give you a quick 60-second class. Like Yvonne would do as your diction judge. It has to be Mrs. whoever married me, not Mrs. my first name. Just as you say Mr. Obong Daniels, not Mr. Femi. Capiche? Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann. This is Godwin from Ota.
Go ahead, Godwin.
Okay. Maryann, in fact, they should have called me to come and release a song to Mr. President. He's back. This one that they started showing this thing. Maryann, I wanted to add, Mr. President that travel out, did they lock in a room that we can't even see his picture? Maybe when he shake the France president, because all those things we normally see.
But he didn't go. Did they tell you expressly that he was going to visit Macron? No, they said he was on a working visit. So it means that he could be in Nigeria, in the Nigerian house in France or in Paris, and he's working. He's taking meetings. He's doing Zoom meetings.
If he's taking meetings, we do. Sometimes we used to see the picture of him.
Yeah, well, he didn't want paparazzi.
Wow. Whether the photographer don't follow and travel, say the guy come there around. And when he come now, we go now start seeing all these pictures up and down. Well, thank God that he's back. And let him find a way to solve the problem of this insecurity because it's becoming too much. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. See, I'm talking as if I work for the president or I was there. I don't. I'm just saying. Anyway, Bola here on YouTube Live says, on serious people in this government. Okay. John Bernard here says, what was he doing in France that he cannot talk to the service chiefs via Zoom because he was on a working visit? His meeting them now shows that he was on a medical trip. Now, Nasabi. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Charles from Ojo.
Charles, go ahead, please.
Yes. You see, the problem we are having is that our leaders are comfortable. They have already assessed the entire citizens of this country, and they are now convinced that they will continue to do what they are doing, and nothing will happen. It has gone beyond what we are doing now. Nigerians are supposed to come out, everybody. Leave whatever you think that you are doing, because you are doing nothing. Very soon, UK, US, France, China, they will take over this country. I don't even know what we are doing. See, everyone should come out and let us push these people away.
How will France, UK, and China take over the country?
Yes.
How will they take over the
country?
country?
You can see him torrent. Listen to me. Listen, don't be angry, sister. There is nothing. It's only that many of us don't know what is going on now.
So how are they taking over the country?
You can see that if you investigate our contract, I don't want to start going into details because what I'm saying is that this very insecurity, these countries that I've mentioned, we know the way they react to a situation like this before in the world. You can see that they are not doing anything to even advise Nigeria.
Why should they? Are you people advising them? What does this mean? Sir, have a nice day. Thank you. I need to take other calls. I'm so sorry. With due respect. Why do you always think that the rest of the world cares about your problems? Does America bring its gun problems to Nigeria and ask for advice? Come on, guys. This is why we're not moving on. We're always waiting for America. Those people don't care about you. Do your own thing. Solve your problems. You need to solve Nigerian problems with Nigerian solutions. The UK cannot come and solve your problem. Nigeria's problems and that's of the UK are not similar. Do they have bandits in the forest killing their people? Let's be serious now. What's all this? Say China, US. Are you playing? What kind of plane is this? Hello.
My sister, how are you?
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
You have Ambassador Muzwa here.
Go ahead.
Give me just simple message now. All this has to do with child in marriage. I beg my sister. Most serious notes. Look, politicians are more prepared. Hold meeting time without numbers.
Ambassador Muzwa, I'm going to tell you this one time. Hey, hold on. Please, when you call the station, turn off your radio.
My radio is off already.
No, it's not. I can hear you. Your feedback. I can hear you.
Can I go ahead?
I'm still hearing that feedback.
My radio is not there, my sister.
So where are we getting the feedback from?
No, maybe the speaker waves. Maybe the waves. This radio is far away from me.
Okay.
Maybe the waves. How about now?
Go ahead. 30 seconds.
Okay, 10 seconds. Wow. So to me, the politicians are always there. You're all prepared. When are you and I going to prepare? At the last class, we come together to chase them away. No, to start planning. And what do we do? If it's to dedicate ourselves as voter party, if to talk about how to hold our representatives accountable, that is fine. Let's do something.
All right. Thank you, Ambassador Musba. You said you're tired. Okay. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Hello. All right. Let me just read some more messages that are coming in because I have just about 2 minutes on the clock. Anna here says, there is solar panels on the roof of he's asking, is there solar panels on the roof of the White House? Wow, what a change, APC. Thank you, Anna. Edwin here says, in a country where hundreds of people have been killed recently, some jobless people still went to welcome Tinubu back. So sad. Another person here says, my problem now is that I need someone who can help my children. Okay, how's this part of my big three? This one says, welcome home from your traveling, but I beg, waiting you buy come for over your 2 weeks traveling. This is Christopher. Really? This person here says, don't blame Daddy Oyoyo committee. They have to keep reassuring Mr. President that they're still standing on his mandate before he changes his mind about their appointment. On the solarization matter, we're on our own as far as the constant electricity is concerned. Amaka from Abuja. All right. Another person here says, thank you for also asking Mr. Boala those questions. My apologies for forgetting. Yes, the people are too docile, but the media can still do more. By the way, Boala seemed very impolite. Apart from someone that Chisioge spoke to a few weeks ago, I haven't heard any of your guests sound that way. Well. Someone here says, oh, that's a long message, sir. Too many long messages. Mercy from Festac says, fix your power. You are building a coastal road. Fix your power. You are banning importation of solar without alternative solution. Fix your power. Now you're about to order solar worth 10 billion. The wickedness is beyond human comprehension. To Nigerians, Mercy says. Somebody says, please, when is Donald Trump coming to Nigeria for a walking visit? I'm just asking. Mickey from Ikorodu. This one says, the president has set a new record in his own term, more blackouts than usual all of my life, all 4+ decades of it. I've used electricity, but this president comes in and suddenly his own house is about to choose their solar option. How ironic. And this one's from Ajibade. Well, I'm going to go for a break. Let's see if I have some time when I come back. Yes, I will still have enough time. I'm just going for a 1-minute break. And when I come back, we're still taking your thoughts and your comments. The program is still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. And these are the big 3 stories we're taking your thoughts on. Stay with us.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire, their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight, each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher, the battle returns and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? And step right up. It's time for more.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.